This fighter, I fucking hate this dude. God, he's just fucking. He fights the fights that I wish were not allowed. I wish it could go back to the old Pride days where they had the yellow cards and the red cards.
So does
if you're being boring as shit, you get hit with the yellow card and make you fight.
Yeah. It goes 20% of your pay, pal.
Yeah, they need to go back to the old Pride rules for guys like this.
And when the Yakuza runs your fight organization, you're gonna fight the way you're fucking told.
That is also true.
And that's legit. They did run Pride.
And here's the other thing: Yoder Jan is a well-known late starter. So now you got Merab, who's just gonna run around like a jackass, and you got Yoder Jan who's gonna take his fucking time to decide to start fighting, which is gonna be way too late. Yoder Jan might win the third round. But then he's just going to be chasing Merab around, going down, getting up, going down, getting up. It's going to be boring as shit the entire time. So Merab Dashvili is going to win by decision. Another reason why I wouldn't buy this pay-per-view is going to be boring as hell, but Merab Dashvili by decision.
All right. And you'll probably be taking a nap with your old ass. Can't even show up on time, but that's fine. All right, Trigger Joe, what say you?
You just saw how fast I move, and I said, shit, I forgot to set my alarm. And you said, don't worry, Justin's here. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. If Pyotr Yan was born into a like middleweight body, he probably would be a champion at his level. But the problem is he hits really, really hard for a guy that weighs what Bill's right leg weighs. So he does hit hard, and he does do damage, but with a guy like Merab, he takes so many shots off the top of that freaking noggin of his that he's just gonna shoot a takedown. And the reason why I'm not taking a finish is because the one thing Jan's got that can match Merab is they've both got phenomenal gas tanks. They'll just get kicked off. But I think Merab
just shanked them.
I think Merab dominates 49-46. Jan wins one round, and then Merab takes the rest.
Mark my words, it'll be the third round, and then he'll lose all the rest.
And then there is a possible sub, fourth and fifth round sub, but I think they're sweating. Jan's gas tank's good enough to keep getting up, and that's about all he's got left. But he doesn't get subbed, so I will take Merab by decision very convincingly.
All right, well, let's get to the best part of the evening, or the morning, I should say, for this evening, is how do we make money on this shit? All right, so, Joe, give us the Big Earl's four-legger.
All right, so starting out early, we got Jalen Turner going up against Edson Barbosa, who has looked like a shell of himself, and I think Turner kills him. And then Faraz Ziam against Nazim Sadikov. I like that I could get this at -158. I think Faraz stays at the end of his length. He's got a huge reach advantage here, and he keeps it. And then I got the two champs holding on to their belts. So, and I think that's pretty solid parlay. 75 pays back 200 plus your stake, so you're leaving with 275.
All right, very, very nice. I like that. I'm going to throw 75 on that one for sure. Okay, let's go to the Baker's six-legger.
All right, we'll start from we'll go top to bottom, Baker. So you can stay right there. Pick Pantoja to win his fight and Merab to win his fight, like we talked about. They'll be boring as hell. Then we'll go down to the prelims. All right, and we'll go from take the Macy Barber fight. Take the over on that one. That's going to be another one.
There it goes.
Go ahead and go start your grill. This will be boring as shit. Then the rest will be money lines. It'll be easy. Then go down to Dawson. Take Dawson money line.
I like that pick.
Malik is going to be like a minus fucking a bazillion.
Yeah. Keep going up. There he is. Nope, up one more. There he is. The Tricoli fight.
Yeah, he's fighting Tricoli. Minus 1,200. And then I'm with Joe. Turner is going to absolutely destroy Barboza. Barboza just as another guy. For the love of God. Move on.
He needs to hang it up. Hey, we're at the Help Center. All right.
Muffin fingers over there. This is Marine screwing it up.
$10 walking away with $50.
There we go. All right. So they put $10 on the 6-legger. Now, again, if you got more scratch and you want to put more money on, like I tend to boost my bets as the year goes on because I can't stop losing. All I do is cash checks. The used car salesman of Lawton saw that when I was, taking on the Apaches. All right, I came in there, took them on, thought their little 3-card game. They thought they had the angle, not with the big Earl. All right, I'm throwing bucks down and I'm taking checks. Justin's like, "How did you win so much?" I'm like, "I didn't bet like a little bitch like you." All right, so it was just that simple. And then obviously I showed the king of the battles, head of the household, Tamara. I'm like, that machine's going to hit, and what did it do? It hit. All right,
I mean, that's 100% true.
Yeah. So pointed it out, nailed it. It is what it is. But okay, so my exposure this week's going to be a little larger because I did hit that Thursday night parlay, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So I got 75 on the 4-legger. I put 10 on the 6-legger, which so my exposure is at $85 currently. And then I'm going to do something different here because pay attention. Remember, I don't know about fights, so I use this when they're talking. I'm going to go a 3 parlay over on fights 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So Blachowicz, Cejudo, Pantoja, and Merab. All right. 4 fights, all the overs. Okay. And I'm going to put $50 on that.
Go up to the main, Chris.
Don't worry about it. I'm just giving that one out there. People can figure it out themselves. So right now I'm at 135 max exposure. All right, with a chance to cash some ducats. But we're gonna do that. Now, right now we're gonna take a short little break. So go refill your Ariel Resupply coffee. They send us free coffee so that we put their sticker up there so that you go buy it and drink it. All right, and then there'll be a QR code that comes up in this little break. I think it's for the investment one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. But you can actually invest in him. He's already raised, I think, $300,000 or $400,000. He's a phenomenal dude. He's a paratrooper. And again, who just starts a coffee company? Every veteran does, except he's winning with it. And it's doing very, very well. So we'll take our little 2-minute break and be back for the NFL. Justin, if you stick around.
We also need to do a QR code for the Justin Rogers Driving School. For those of you who don't know, he's offering free driving lessons since the Marines like to take government vehicles and run them into buildings here.
Ooh.
100% true statement, by the way. I could send you pictures.
Maybe we need to start a fundraiser and then make it an event. Maybe to the charity I will donate to is the Marine Boys and Girls Club driving class. We'll get that going.
Did you mention it was a historical building also?
And they did run it into a historical building as well.
Historical building. So they did it right.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll see you in a couple minutes. I'm going to fill up my coffee. And we are back. We are back live. Okay, were we able to get our coffee? I'm pretty sure Defendant 7 is apologizing right now. That's what he was doing, opening the door. I apologize for what happened last night. And then
she fully aware of what was going to happen last night.
And I apologize for disgracing the Army and having the Marines show up in my place because Nick had to call in for some real firepower. I guess that's what it is. So I will butter it up. I will butter Justin up right before I tear his ass right back down. All right. So I made a comment on Thursday to Joe because the Lions were playing the Cowboys, and I said, I got the Cowboys here with a wink.
What did I say back to you?
Well, with a wink.
I got the Lions
over. Yeah, and the over, right?
And the
which
over
also hit. But I had a wink, knowing that that's a joke, and I'm like, here's what I'm actually betting. And I was betting on Gibbs to go off, which if I just would have clicked the 3 touchdown one, that would have been even nicer. God. But I clicked 2 and 500 paid $3,000. So I will take that, and we are going to go sexy time. And Dallas has, again, I actually make a lot of money on Dallas every year because they're such an emotional betting team with what Vegas does that you can seriously take advantage a week after a win or a week after a loss. Because if the Cowboys lose, then all of a sudden all the Cowboys nation thinks they suck and actually bet against them. And then I'm like, oh no, because they'll actually do all right this week. But hey, NFL pick'em. Let's do this. I am 26-7 against the spread this year. We had 2 weeks where we didn't pick. So I've actually had 2 losing weeks in a row. The frickin' Dolphins, bro, last week favored by 5, up 16-0 going into the fourth quarter. I'm like, let's send it, baby. We are rocking.
21-17.
Are we going to talk about?
They won by 4.
How do you score 5 fucking points, Dallas? How do you do that?
I still can't get over. Was it 2 weeks ago when I think it was Cleveland punted from their own 29, and that would have a field goal would have made the over.
It was 24-10, and the over was 35.5, and Vegas made the call.
Vegas made the call, just like they made the call for my Packers on Thanksgiving. They 100% made that call with 72% of the money nationally on the Lions money line.
Did I not text you before the game saying the only pick here is Green Bay and the points?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But all right, so this is how I bet. I pick. Joe fires them out there, and I will pick 3 locks against the spread and 2 upsets. Every once in a while, I have four locks. But again, you can argue with me. I hope you do argue with me on the chat, because I'm not saying that you shouldn't bet the games you think you should bet. I'm just telling you what I'm putting my money on. And if you've been doing what I've been doing, you're up over 5 figures, starting at $150 a Sunday. So it's pretty sexy. And I don't know, Justin, do you want to challenge the infantry army as well, or are you just going to stick with the cannon cockers?
I'll play. Let's go.
All right. We'll do let's do for a nice bottle of bourbon the next time we are in person together.
Done.
All right. So we'll do it this way. We'll give Justin the first pick, and then these will all be money line picks, so not against the spread. So if Justin and I disagree on one, that could be a pretty big game. But let's go, Joey. Joey will announce it. Justin will go first, and then I'll do my bettings after that.
We have said Dolphins rolling into freezing New York to play the Jets. The Jets are a 3-point home dog with a 41.5 over/under.
All right, Justin, who do you got in that ugly game?
I'm gonna take Miami in this one.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a tiebreaker right away because one of my upset picks happens to be the New York Jets. All right. I think the Jets absolutely destroy Miami coming in here. So, yeah. So, all right. We're right away. We might have the bottle of bourbon on the first game. Let's go.
All right. We got the Seahawks rolling into Atlanta. Atlanta's a 6.5-point home dog with a 44.5 over/under.
And just so you know, Justin, I will send you a text of this. I will not change one of these picks based on yours. All right. I will send you a picture of that. Okay.
Your 4s are backwards.
Yeah. Okay. Who do we got in the Seattle-Atlanta game, Justin?
Let's go Seattle on this one.
All right. So we're gonna stay no breaks here. I got Seattle, and I'm locking them because London is not playing. I don't think. Again, if you're a fantasy player and you got Bijan like I do, very, very frustrating because he does go off, but they just keep giving to that Algier douchebag in the red zone. All right.
He's a touchdown hawk, man.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh. But I think Atlanta scores maybe twice in this game, and Seattle is gonna ruin them. All right, let's go.
All right, we got the lowly Saints rolling in to play the Bucks. Bucks are an 8.5-point favorite at home with a 41.5 over under.
All right, Justin, pretty obvious on who you got on this one. Who you got?
Yeah, Tampa's going to steamroll New Orleans on the field.
Yep, 100%. That's my next lock of the day, especially with Alvin Kamara out. So it might be a bloodbath.
Yep. All right, we got the Commanders going in to play the Vikings, and this game is gross. Vikings are 1.5-point home dog with a 43.5 over under.
All right, Washington surprised me a little bit against Denver last week. Played very, very well. But anyways, let's go with Justin. Kind of tipping my hand there.
Yeah, no, I'm going against you though. I think Minnesota. I think they edge out Washington. I just have a problem picking Washington to do anything
on the road too.
Yeah, it's tough. These are two dumpster fire picks, but I mean, it could even us out. But I'm going to go Washington here with the return of Daniels. All right, I think Jaden comes and spices it up, and they do some damage to Minnesota.
Okay, he's playing.
Yeah,
lovely. All right, that would change my pick as well. All right, we got the Colts going in to play the Jags. I don't understand this spread. The Jags are 1.5-point home dog with a 46.5 over under.
Yeah, Indy's not playing good. Indy's not playing good. But yeah, Justin, who do you got in this one?
Yeah, Indy's got a great record, but I mean, to me, it's kind of a fake record. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville to beat them.
To pull the upset. All right. And that is my second upset pick of the day as well. I also have Jacksonville upsetting them here. However, Jacksonville's like Atlanta. I've bet on an Atlanta game, and I lose every time. So I probably will lose this one with Seattle. But Jacksonville's another one of those teams where I can't get on the right side of the betting. So, but I'm taking Jacksonville in the upset.
Yeah, speaking on can't get on the right side of the betting, we got Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Baltimore is a 5.5-point home favorite with a 43.5 over under.
Yeah, Justin, who do you got in this game?
Yeah, Baltimore at home on this one.
I am sitting Lamar Jackson and starting Jacoby Brissett on one team this week. Seriously, he's been that bad in fantasy.
Oh yeah,
so he's going to go off.
Yeah, Lamar will probably go off against Pittsburgh, but dude, Baltimore, I can't get on the right side of them either. So I want to go with Baltimore money line, but I'm not betting on it. I'm scared of that game.
All right, we got Tennessee going into Cleveland. Tennessee's a 3.5-point road dog with a 33.5 over under.
All right, Justin, who do you got in that one?
I'm going to go Tennessee on this.
Ooh, Tennessee. Really? Let me help you out here, Justin. Tennessee's not going to get past the 50 in this game. All right, so unless
Cleveland might not either.
Yeah, unless there's a turnover or a punt return. Yeah. No, Cleveland still got some of them dogs on that team. They got some talent. Cleveland, again, I think was it 2 weeks ago? Cleveland had 10 sacks in a game. So it sucks.
It's so bad.
After the Mason Rudolph thing, I wanted to hate Myles Garrett so bad, but I would be going against my lifelong philosophy of hating talent. That guy is the best. He's the best.
And so I'm going to do something I haven't done all year because I just feel like doing it. I'm going to lock Cleveland.
Wow.
Let's go.
All right. We got the Bungles coming in to play.
Did it hurt saying that?
Does Cleveland and lock actually go into the same sentence?
I don't know if I've ever heard it in the history of my ears.
I was looking for an angle. Actually, I think I locked one of the ties I called in this one. I was like, when it was Cleveland versus Cincinnati, I'm like, this will be a tie.
Draw. Sure. We got the Bungles going in to play the Bills. God, I wonder what the weather's going to look like on Sunday in Buffalo. Buffalo is a 5.5-point home favorite with a 52.5 over under.
Cincinnati actually looked really good last week, but they're playing in Buffalo, and I think Buffalo edges them out. So I don't
lock them up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Bill wants us to put a lock on Buffalo, and I actually really enjoy watching Buffalo play, but they're not that good. And Cincinnati, Joe Burrow came back and proved just how bad of a man he is. All right. Anybody who ever doubts Joe Burrow, like in college, Joe Cool, I mean, he took the Bengals to the Super Bowl. And if it wasn't for one sideline incident where they decided to piss off Aaron Donald, they probably would have won that Super Bowl. Like, it's just like, I have to go back and watch that film. Whatever guy late hit Aaron Donald on the sideline to piss him off, and Aaron Donald had like 7 sacks in a row after that. Like that guy should have like never be allowed in Cincinnati. But I am going to go Buffalo here on the safe bet. But I like that over. I think there's going to be a ton of fucking points in this game.
Yeah. I think the weather's going to be contingent on that. So if they get a snow dump in Buffalo,
still got runners. Yeah,
I'm just saying it's tougher to throw. But
yeah,
if it's a clean field, I like the over as well. We got Denver rolling in to play the lowly Las Vegas Raiders. Denver's a 7.5-point road favorite with a 40.5 over under.
I had Lock right next to Denver here, but we'll go with Justin. What do you say?
I'm agreeing on the lock on Denver. So Denver, that's not even worth watching.
I could see Denver winning this game 23-0.
Yeah, I had Denver as a lock, but there's something inside me that says you'll never get a chance to say lock on Cleveland, so I changed it. So I will not hate you for putting all of your mortgage payment on Denver in this game, but it is what it is. All right, what do we got next?
We got Buffalo, Chicago
just to go back real quick. Packers, who are snowing on Sunday.
Say again?
Buffalo is getting 2 inches of snow on Sunday.
That's fine. Those games are a lot of times turn into point fest because the defense can't stop.
That's a light.
If you got LaShawn McCoy running against the Lions.
Remember that game?
Gift. That's the greatest performance in snow that's ever happened.
Yeah,
Shady McCoy. It was unreal.
That game was wild. Yeah,
it made me sick. It was against my Lions. I had to watch the whole game. It was disgusting. They couldn't stop them. All right, we got the Bears rolling in to play the white-hot Packers. Packers are 6.5-point favorites at home with a 44.5 over-under. I think this game's going to be closer than that, but the Packers definitely win.
You ain't wrong there. Justin, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay on this. So Green Bay's been looking really good. So Chicago's a good team this year, or they have a good team this year, but I mean they're playing in Lambeau, so it's hard to pick against Green Bay.
Yeah, those of you who've watched this show for the past 4 years, I am actually very honest and very objective with my money, and I gamble. And a lot of Packer fans would be sacrilegious to ever say the Bears, but I think I'm 3 for 3 on locking the Bears this year. And I did say this one thing in week 0. I don't know if you remember. I said the Bears are a sleeper Super Bowl contender.
I think it's a 28-24 game.
And it's like, but I did call the Bears to be very, very competitive this year. And everybody's like, oh, they're never going to win a Super Bowl. I'm like, that's why they're called a sleeper, you nut jab. So, like, it's like it is a sleeper where if they get hot, you just never know. All right. So, but yeah, I don't understand the spread here. I just don't get it. The Bears should have won in Lambeau last year. They did win in Lambeau last year, and they lost on a blocked field goal the game before that. This is kind of like that turning of the tide where the Lions started scheming really well against the Packers, right? It started playing them. Chicago's kind of turning that against the Fleur. And I don't know if you know their new head coach. He came from a team called Detroit, who started to turn that tide against the Packers.
Fucking Weasel can call some offense, I'll tell you that.
So this game is going to be a lot closer, but all that being said, I'm going Green Bay.
All right, we got the Rams going in to play the Cardinals. Cardinals are an 8.5-point dog at home with a 47.5 over-under.
All right.
So they basically think the Rams are going to run a track meet on Arizona because that's a high over-under for an 8.5-point spread.
That is exactly what's going to happen. So LA is Arizona doesn't have a.
Speaking of bad man, Matt Stafford is slinging it this year.
Like I said, I live in the city of Angels, and I got season tickets to the Rams, and everybody's like, what are you, a Rams fan? I'm like, no, they have a dude at quarterback that I will pay money to go watch if I can.
I got into some Facebook wars when he came to Detroit, and people were, we're not Stafford anymore. We're not rooting for Matt Stafford. He doesn't play for it. It's like, shut the fuck up, okay? Matt Stafford donated his body to some of the shittiest teams Detroit's ever put on the fucking field.
How old
is that guy forever?
Yeah. How old is Matt Stafford now? Because he was in Detroit, what, 10, 12 years?
His back is 67.
Yeah, his back is 67.
No, I think he's 30. He's in his late 30s.
37.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's a bad man, and actually having Devontae Adams in the red zone is a game changer for that team, right? Because Puka opens the field up. They got a good tight end. They got 2 good running backs, and the Rams
are my Super
big
Bowl
time
sleeper.
Yeah, Rams. Well, they're not a sleeper. They're not a sleeper,
no one's
Joe.
picking
They're
them
one
as
of the
the best
top
team
5
right now.
favorites before the season started.
I said it a long time ago.
That's not a sleeper. Yeah, you said it 6 years
When they
ago.
got Devontae, I was like, uh-oh, look out. There they go.
I mean, they were 1 play away from the Super Bowl last year. All right.
I'm saying they make it through Detroit because they haven't been able to. Okay? Okay?
We'll see. Didn't they make it through Detroit last year?
I don't think they'll have to play Detroit this year. Put it that way. All right, we got Houston.
No.
We got Houston going into Kansas City. Kansas City's a 3.5-point home favorite with a 41.5 over/under.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you for picking Houston here if you do, Justin. Who do you got?
I'm picking Houston. So it brings warm, fuzzy feelings to my heart to see Kansas City sucking.
Yes,
doesn't it for everybody?
100%.
It does, and I don't dislike that pick, but I'm going against you. All right, I think KC with their backs against the wall with that bad man playing quarterback.
It's too good.
He's too good. Yeah, so I got KC in that game.
Yep. Now Monday night we got Philly going in to play the Chargers. The Chargers are a 2.5-point home dog with a 41.5 over/under.
All right, Justin, who do we got in that game?
So I really want to pick Philadelphia, and I really think Philadelphia probably pulls it out. However, being that I'm from Dallas, I cannot pick Philadelphia. I just
see that's that emotional stuff you gotta get rid of as a sports
emotional thing. So I gotta go with the Chargers.
All right, the Chargers. Yeah,
this one's how much Chris Collinsworth says Mahomes.
Yeah, see how. Yeah, we should.
Tell me you've seen the short videos with the AI Chris Collinsworth voice.
Patrick Mahomes.
Almighty, they touch the Almighty Mahomes. That's a 47-point penalty, and the game is over.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Justin Herbert's going to play in this game, which would be a big problem.
Is Omari and Hampton going to play?
So
he didn't play last week.
Herbert just had surgery on his left hand. He says he's going to play, but we shall see. But Philly going into LA. I don't really like it. But this one, for the Justin, I bet I'm gonna stay with the Chargers. However, watch the game time decisions. If Herbert's out, quickly put money on Philly before that line goes to fucking 7. All right, so and again, you might want to put $25 on it now with the spread as it is, just in case, it does happen. So, but here we go. The games that we went against each other were Tennessee, Cleveland, all right, Minnesota, Washington, Miami, New York, and Houston, KC. All right, so those are the only 4 games that really matter for that nice, tasty bottle of bourbon that Justin will buy me the next time I go to Lawton. And so anyways, for betting wise, I'm going to go $50 on my 3-lock parlay, which is Seattle 4.5, Cleveland 3.5, and Tampa at 8.5. All right, paying back about 280, sauce at 280. Now, this is what I do to stay in the black generally, except for the last 2 weeks. I will then put $75 on each one of those games individually. All right, so that puts me right there at, what is that? 150, 225, 275 on the NFL. And my upset parlay, which I only put $10 on, will be the Jets and Jacksonville. All right, $10 parlay money line on that pays $36.92. So 285 with the UFC at, what was that, 135. So yeah, about a 320 exposure. Normally it's not that high for those of you watching. And our disclaimer, if you don't have money, please don't gamble. Just like anything else, like when, Bill obviously should probably try to lessen his intake of beer, seeing as he can't wake up on time and show up to shows. It's a matter of control. And, Justin probably has something to do with that. But again, maybe you should just switch to White Claws, Bill. You perform very, very well on those. So I'm just
beat that ass with those White Claws. So.
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. But okay,
it is college football championship Saturday. I do have one if you want to write it down.
I am so glad you brought that up. I almost forgot. Who do we got?
So I don't think Chris can do college stats in Virginia. So if you can do college stats with your sports book, I have one player, but I'm taking Texas Tech, just money line. Georgia to beat Alabama, money line. Western Michigan plays Miami of Ohio, whose quarterback just left the program 2 weeks ago, and Western Michigan is hot. So Western Michigan to beat Miami of Ohio, and then Virginia to beat Duke, money line. Duke is 7-5, and they just lost to Virginia by 17 points. So, and then Julian Sayin in the Big Ten championship to throw 2 touchdowns. That's a 5-leg parlay.
Ohio State.
That's a 5-leg parlay. That's plus 926. So with the boost I got, $10 is like 115 on that one.
All right, so you got Texas Tech money line, Georgia money line, Virginia money line, Western Michigan money line.
Yep. And then Julian saying to throw 2 touchdowns tonight.
Throw 2 tutties against Indiana. All right, I'm going to throw some scratch on that.
That's minus 144 for him to throw 2 touchdowns. It's ridiculous. It's like, dude, he's going to throw 4.
Yeah. So pick 3 then maybe.
He's got 2 first-round NFL wide receivers he's throwing to.
Yeah. All right, Justin, who do you got in college this week? Who you got?
I actually think Bama beats Georgia. So
I just think Georgia's got it rolling right now, and Bama's looking too inconsistent. I've watched both teams play the last 3 weeks, and I don't think Georgia lets this one slide.
But there's just something about when those 2 teams play each other.
Spicy.
Yeah, Georgia's got the running game going on. I think Alabama's in trouble.
You know what?
Texas
Tech. I'm gonna give 2 fight points on this right here.
Texas Tech beat BYU straight up 26-9. BYU could not do anything to that defense.
Yeah, but I think that game's closer. I think that game's closer than that.
That's why I want money line.
All right, Joey, did you hear me?
I think Tech wins it, but I think it's closer.
That's why I want money line. Because I agree. I think it's going to be a really tight defensive game.
Yeah,
but
it's
Texas Tech bought their defense in the offseason, and they probably got the best pass rusher in college football. So
I think Tech takes that game just because they pretty much know if they lose to BYU, they're out of the playoffs.
And I think they do damage in the playoffs. They're kind of my dark horse.
Yes, yeah.
That would be a sleeper.
BYU and they get on a roll. I think they can do a lot of damage. The team that really concerns me in the playoffs is A&M. Like they look like
they just lost to Texas straight up pretty bad.
Yeah, they look like trash. So they've had a great year, but I just don't see them doing a whole lot in the playoffs.
I can't wait to see the Big Ten title game tonight. That's going to be a good one. Best 1 and 2 in the country.
Yeah. But did you hear what I said, Joey? If Georgia wins, you get 2 points against the artillery.
I like Gunnar Stockton and Nate Frazier. They got it going in the last couple of weeks. I think that that's going to be a tight game right down to the wire.
It could be 6-5 before the fights even start. That would be saucy. Take that, Bill. All right. That's a good gift for being late. All right. Anyways,
Bill,
hey, awesome
sports this time. That is a rules change of epic proportions.
Yeah, it was a UN ratified treaty. We had to abide by it. It is what it is. So that I just got the call. New York just called down, so this is what you're doing. I'm like, all right, no problem. Holding on number 5.
Justin, you know where that game's at, right?
Which one?
Bama, Georgia.
It's
at Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. So
in Atlanta, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the closest game of the bunch, but I think that Georgia gets it done, man. I know that Bama. I've watched Bama all season, and I've seen them look great, and I've seen them look like they don't know what they're doing on offense.
Well, let's let Bill get his morning nap in so he can rev up and get ready for the rest of the day.
I'm about to go paint a house. So
yeah, paint. I'm sure you are. You'll probably be passed down the front yard.
Yeah, I'm gonna TP Justin's house on the way there. So.
There you go. Hey, tune in at 1700 Eastern time today for our signature show, the Trash Talk Hour, where we got a guy who was a young infantry officer back in the day, old 2P guy, but he has started what's in America. He's got it's called 40 paddle. It's like a mixture of pickleball and something else, and he has done a great job. He just raised a bunch of money, and he's launching his first full 40 paddle facility, and he's looking to do more. So we're going to find out what that's all about. Maybe we'll have a VTT 40 paddle building somewhere someday. We'll get after it. But all right, other than that, Bill, give us the last word.
Again, goldstarteenadventures.org. I ask you all to go out there and donate to them. End of January, they're opening up their signups for 2 scuba trips, a backcountry trip, and a paddleboarding trip. Again, all money goes straight to Gold Star kids. Since the wars are over, they opened it up to first responder kids as well. So goldstarteenadventures.org.
All righty. We will see you guys at 1700 Eastern time. Thanks for coming on, Justin, and showing up, Bill.
Thank you.